Welcome to Learn to Create a Design System series. We're in part 7, Controls. Let's get started. So here within this file, you're going to have your how-to steps, your control components, including your checkbox, radio button, slider, and toggle, as well as a design example that's showcasing your checkbox component and a prototype example that's already set up with your slider component. And I'm going to walk you through how it's set up within this file. So you have your checkbox, you have your enabled states and your disabled states. When you take an instance of this outside of your component, you can see all of your variants that are set up here, from checked to unchecked to disabled to turned off. So the way that you would set these up for the different sizes is in your variables panel. So when you click outside of the artboard, you can see your variables up here, and then you're going to go to your component size theme, and that's a separate collection, and you have your toggle size, your radio button size, and checkbox size. We're going to click into this and see that it's already set up for large, for medium, for small, and this is aliasing the primitive collections of sizing. And now that you have that set up, you can go into here, and under your appearance panel, under component size theme, you can swap between large, medium, and small. So you can easily do that as long as you have your variables set up. You can attach that sizing variable onto any element. And now you would do the same thing with your radio buttons, and then your toggle. You have your enabled and disabled states as well as your modes. And then your slider has a few additional variants involved. There's types of enabled, default enabled, one with labels and enabled, and no labels and enabled, as well as your disabled versions of the same. And then in order to actually get that prototype working, you want to click into your prototype panel, and I already have this set up for you here. When you click onto this component, you want to go into your interactions panel and see that it's set up to the trigger on drag. You want to change that to the default and the scale to 100%, because that's how I named them. And you want to animate it, smart animate it with a linear animation. And then you want to do the reverse for this component. Again, on drag, you want to have this selector set up for the trigger on drag. You want to change it to the default at the scale of 0%, and again with the linear smart animate. And in addition to that, we're using these tooltip components within this slider component. So you just want to make sure that you already have this set up correctly too within the text. And then on your design panel, you can see the text is set up from 0% to 100% in this vertical way. That way, as you scroll, it's going to change to the 100% marker. And I'll show you what I mean by that within the actual prototype. It slowly changes as you slide to the 100%, and then the same situation when you slide back, it slides back to 0%. And that is how this file is set up. Feel free to download in the description below.